Hello, biology class. So today I am going to explain to you how the Unit 5 exam is going to work. The exciting thing about this exam is you can think of it as a great opportunity to show what you've learned in a way that makes sense to you. So on this exam, you're going to have a lot of freedom. The interesting thing about this exam is if you do it well, it will be more challenging, but it will really show what you learned in this unit. And it will give you a chance to share what you know in this unit in the way that is best for you. So we are going to do something for this exam called hexagonal thinking. On Google Classroom, you will find your Unit 5 exam template. And when you open it up, it's going to look a little something like this. You're going to see some hexagons on the left side, all very fun colors. You will see some vocabulary words on the right side, and you will see 3 bursts on the bottom. The first thing you're going to do is drag the hexagons onto the screen, like so. So I'll just click and drag. And then I'm going to drag terms onto the hexagons that I feel like are connected. So let's say I bring light over here. Oops. Here's light. And I think that light is somehow related to energy. Then I'm going to put energy on this one. Now, if I put another hexagon here, like this blue one, whatever I put here needs to connect to light and energy. So basically, if the hexagons are touching, that means that those terms are connected. If I move it over here, then I'm just saying it's connected to energy. But the goal is for you to find lots of different connections in your making of this map. Now, you are going to use all 15 hexagons and all 15 terms, but I'm going to show you an example with a smaller amount. So in this one, you can see I've said photosynthesis is connected to ATP and light. Light is connected to photosynthesis, ATP, nada, and water. Water is connected to light and nada. So you can see I've got a lot of connections here. Now you may think, oh, this is going to be really, really easy because Miss Gorder is just going to have us make connections and it doesn't matter where I put anything. Well, in fact, it does because on Tuesday for block B and Thursday for blocks E and F, you will be doing the written portion of this exam where you are going to have to explain how you connected these terms. The good news is, like I said, I want you to be able to get a chance to explain what you remember and what you know from this unit. So with these bursts, you are going to get to click and drag them to the 2 connections you feel most confident that you would be able to explain. So let's say I feel really confident in being able to explain how cellular respiration and ATP work together. I'm going to drag my 1 burst there. And I also feel really good about being able to explain how ATP and NADA work together. Great. All right. So you get to choose the 2 white bursts. And you can see here they are at the bottom of the screen. When you put all 15 hexagons on, you can drag the 2 white bursts to the connections that you feel you will be able to explain the best. The difficult part comes with the purple burst. On the evening after your asynchronous day, I'm going to take a look at your assignment. And I'm going to move the purple burst to the connection I want you to explain. So let's say I'm very interested in hearing how water relates to NADH. I'm going to move my burst there. This is how you're going to set up your assignment on the asynchronous day. So by the end of by the end of Monday for block B and the end of Wednesday for block D and E, you should have a completed hexagon map. That means that you have all 15 hexagons on the page, you have all the terms used, and you've chosen your 2 connections that you want to explain by putting the white bursts in the appropriate area. You will turn this in by the end of the day on Monday for block B and Wednesday for block E and F. or D and E, sorry. What you're going to do on Tuesday for block B and Thursday for D and E, you are going to be explaining those connections. And you're going to have two options to explain them. You may write the connections and explain them in written form, or you may explain it to me verbally using a Flipgrid. So the link to submit your Flipgrid is here. Regardless of whether you choose to write or explain verbally, you are going to be creating CER arguments to explain and defend why you connected two terms. The claim is easy. So the claim is that these two terms are connected. So for example, if I was going to do cellular respiration and ATP, I might say for my claim that for connection 1, cellular respiration and ATP are connected. That's a great claim. What is some evidence we have that we're connected? Well, this is where you're going to explain how these two terms relate to each other. So some things that I might think about is how the whole point of cellular respiration is to break glucose down into ATP. You can talk about how aerobic respiration generates 38 ATP, which is a whole lot, and maybe talk about how ATP is used. And then your reasoning is going to explain why the evidence shows that cellular respiration and ATP are connected. So let's do that. So for some pieces of evidence, I'm going to say aerobic respiration makes 38 ATP. That's one piece of evidence. My second piece is I'm going to talk about how in cellular respiration, we start out with glucose and we end with ATP. Now I'm going to use this evidence to support my claim. So because ATP is a product of cellular respiration and the purpose of cellular respiration is to break down glucose to ATP. ATP and cellular respiration are connected. There we go. So notice I have my claim that they're connected. I gave some pieces of evidence about why I think they're connected. And then I explained how that evidence shows that they are related. So again, for your asynchronous day, by the end of the day, I would like you to have a complete hexagon map. That means you have all 15 hexagons completed. You have added the terms to each hexagon, showing how they're connected. This part is going to be unique to you, so you won't be able to use anyone else for help. You're going to have to decide how they're connected. No one else can explain what's going on in your brain. And you will have identified the top 2 connections that you want to make. Leave the purple one for me. You will turn this in by the end of the day on Monday for block B or Wednesday for blocks D and E. On Tuesday or Thursday when you come to class to take the test, you will be given your class time to make those connections. You'll already be able to get a head start if you want on the asynchronous day on connection 1 and 2 because you're picking that. This would be a great opportunity for you to come to an appointment and discuss it with me if you're unsure. So you are actually getting to complete most of your Unit 5 test on the asynchronous day. And that's a really great opportunity for you because I am here to help you. And you know how to sign up for my appointment times by going to Google Classroom, clicking on classwork, going to the topic General Course Resources, and then finally, you can click on the link that says appointment time sign up. Let's see, will it take me to the General Course Resources? To General Course Resources, I'm going to look for appointment time sign up. I'll click the link, and then it's going to bring me to the calendar. On the calendar, you can see anywhere where I have the gray, you are able to sign up for an appointment. If all the appointments are full, send me an email and I'll squeeze you in somewhere. I want to do everything I can to help you do well on this exam. One other tip I have for you. You are getting the choice to choose between whether you write your responses or explain them via Flipgrid. Some of us are really good at writing and some of us are better at speaking. So I encourage you to choose which one works best for you. However, if you choose the Flipgrid option, I still encourage you to write out an outline at the very least of what you plan to say so that when you submit the Flipgrid, you're prepared and ready to go and know exactly what you want to explain. I hope this instructional video was helpful, and I will see all of you